I see all the blues. Still sometimes I reminisce about that shit when I'm bitching. Can't believe it's been a whole year, yeah, but
On some nights like this, shawty, I can't ever think of us. I've been
This is your new favorite internet radio, Power 108.9.
You want to answer that, don't you? I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on, answer it already. Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Natalie. Thank you for joining. Syndy going live in a minute. She's always late. Always. You sit on Power? You sit on Power, Syndy B? Okay. Jordan, let me get a mic check, baby boy.
Hey.
How he
What's
sound?
up?
He sound.
Hey, how you doing?
How hubby sound?
Oh, I don't think I
I
have.
can't hear anything.
I can't
Hey.
hear him.
Well, you can't hear anything. You don't have any headphones on.
Yeah, I won't do that.
You can't hear?
Yeah, will you turn them up? I don't feel like I have a lot. Oh. Hey, check. Will you talk again, Jordan?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, now I do.
Hey,
Now
hey,
I do.
hey,
It was like
hey.
something for
Really?
No.
all of a sudden it was gone. All of a sudden it was there. Yeah, I'm good. I can
You
hear.
good? Okay.
In fact, talk.
Hey, what is up?
Yeah, you can turn around a little bit.
Okay. All right.
That's good.
Michael McFadden
Thank
in
you.
the house.
I love it.
I know. Literally have not had any.
Oh.
All right, you ready?
I went
Yeah,
6
you'll
days
even know.
recently without coffee. and
So
still
if I
insane.
do this,
Okay.
if you see me do this, it's whatever you're
Getting
saying.
ready for.
You don't have to like shut it
Yeah,
down.
and I'm gonna watch 7:30. Try to keep
Also,
my
you're
eyes-
trying to press go live.
I got the time for you, Jordan. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to press go live on mine, it'd be good. It
Oh.
says it's already ready. Just press it.
You ready?
Oh, let me turn off my Wi-Fi so it's not tripping. I like to turn it off. I am ready. Cheers, cheers. You are here with me. It is Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. So y'all know I don't ever cheers by myself. I've got some lovely, lovely guests in the building. I've got Miss Fabulous Sassy Alex Sasser.
Hey, so glad to be here.
And I've got her hubby, Mr. Jordan Sasser.
What up, everybody?
Woo-hoo.
Big
Cheers,
fan.
cheers. So we're going to talk about them, and they're going to let us know what they've got going on out in these streets in Atlanta and other places as well. But you all may know their faces from American Idol. And when Baby West was so little on their audition, she was auditioning too. They just didn't know it.
Oh, yeah.
So we are going to talk about a few things today, but it's going to be mostly related around parenting.
All right.
This is good.
So
Hot topic.
hot topic. So parenting, we know whether you have little minions like us or you have preteens, teenagers, and even the adults. It's like you never end parenting. Parenting never ends. I'm sure your parents feel the same
I'm sure
way.
my parents are like,
Probably.
did we really survive raising him? That's probably how my parents feel.
Surviving the Sassers.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna talk about parenting. We're gonna talk about how do you keep the spice in your relationship, especially when you are raising minions.
Yeah.
Even teenagers, but sometimes they don't
Mhm.
want to be around us too much, when they're teenagers, but especially when you're
I've heard
raising
that.
young kids. How do you keep the spice in your relationship? And I also want to talk about, again, because we didn't get a chance to talk on it as much as I wanted to last time, Aisha Curry's comments, it's still going on. I want to talk about that because there are a lot of men who have a lot to say about that, but they're not women and they haven't birthed children. And that can really... It can really change how you feel sometimes. So I definitely, want to talk about that with you and how you handled that, as well, as a husband. So we're going to talk about all of that. Make sure you drop your questions in our comments. If you have any questions, you can call in, hit the call button. If you're on Instagram at The Unbroken Experience, you can hit the call button and call right on in and just take you right on there. You ain't even got to dial, okay? Or you can call from Power 108.9's website. But we are going to talk about all of that when we get back. You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B, Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. You got to say live on this one right there. You got to lean forward. You got to let us find out this one. Here she is. With the Syndy B.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Oh,
Let's see who
sweet.
we got Jeffrey. We got My Eye Not Is Good, Lauren, CP Jenkins. Hey, Allison.
What up?
Allison says, look at all her favorite people in the building.
Oh,
Allison Hilliard.
Oh my goodness. Hi, girl.
Yes. Hold on, let's see.
Hey.
Love you.
What up?
Hey, James. Hey, Mr. D. Hey, Papa D. Yes, he had to swoop.
Oh yeah, that's long hair ponytail, Jordan. Yep. That little girl is
Mascot.
That's right.
Allison said, what's up?
My name is Jordan Sasser. This is my wife, Alex. And there's
Oh, yes. All right, y'all ready to get into some conversation? We're ready.
Let's do it.
Hey, Mike Pike is in the
Mike
building.
Pike. We're like 5 minutes from your house,
I
Mike
know,
Pike.
we're so close. Just come on up here, hang with us.
We're coming over Mike's house. We're going over Mike. We coming to
Party
your
at
house,
Mike's house?
Mike.
Yes,
Mike's
after party.
I just texted with him.
Not unless you got kids. If you got kids, then never mind.
Yes.
We all come.
Yes.
After
Yeah,
bedtime.
that's right.
After bedtime.
We come to my house. Let's go. No kids there.
Right.
He's
All
coming downtown
Hey,
to Luke
Shay.
tomorrow.
Nobody. You ready?
Ready.
All right. There you go.
All right, y'all make sure y'all drop those questions in. And share on your page, guys. Share on your page.
This is the American Idol baby. She's the mascot.
That's right.
My name is Jordan Sasser. This is my wife, Alex. And there's our little baby girl, Westlyn Joy. I'm auditioning. She's auditioning. And I'm going to win. And she may get second
I
place.
mean, He can be runner-up. It's fine. I'm the better singer, so don't tell him I said that because he really thinks he is. We've never had an opportunity to really be competitive until now. We're like, oh, it's on. You're going down.
There only can be one American.
Welcome back. You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We were just listening to that clip of the couple, Jordan and Alex Sasser, on American Idol. Okay, so let's use that as far as I know personally that you all sing all over the place, together, individually, and all of the above. Tell me how you all handle your work-life balance. Jordan, I'll ask you first.
Work-life balance. Oh my goodness. Yeah. When we came to Atlanta almost 8 years ago, we came here like literally 3 weeks after we got married. And Atlanta is so unique in that there's the ability to sing in a lot of different churches specifically. So, Alex grew up with a lot of performance experience and musical theater and singing at her church all the time. And then I really kind of my only experience was really singing at church. So we came here, started singing together slowly, and began to kind of learn what it is to be a worship leader and use that gift. And it has been awesome. I actually I can't even imagine not both doing it together. So been very thankful for that over the years.
So of course that's how I met you all.
Yeah.
Praise and worship in the building.
right.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So Alex, I'll ask you whether it's traditional working careers or singing or what have you, especially when it comes to you all have been married 7 years?
Almost 8.
Yeah.
Almost 8.
8 in July.
Wow.
Crazy.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How would you say who works the most, would you say? Who's the worker bee?
I think a full-time mom is always
Well, yes.
always
Yes,
yeah.
but
Yeah. Brownie
like-
points.
He knows what to do. He's been taking lessons.
But Jordan has the full-time job Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And we both lead worship on the weekends. But
Yeah.
when we first got married, we were both just doing music contractually.
Yes.
Yeah, really the first 5 years of our marriage, all we did was travel around, sing at different churches, camps, conferences.
But you all traveled out the country too, singing.
Yeah,
At
we
least
did.
alone.
We did 3 years in a row in Nicaragua doing crusades through a church and leading worship in Spanish, which was Carece or Loco. And then,
Yes, they speak Spanish, guys. Yeah.
Sí, hablamos en español también.
Yes.
Y podemos cantar. But so, I was like, we can sing too in Spanish if you want.
Look, we're gonna make them sing before
We're
they
going to
leave.
sing in a few
okay?
languages. But yeah,
Yes.
we lived in Costa Rica 9 months and did a lot of singing there with a North Point plant called Open House Church. But
So
yeah.
that when you mentioned being a full-time mother, I call myself a working stay-at-home mom. I have not worked. I've been a business owner since 2008. I haven't worked a traditional job since then. However, when my children were born, I wanted to be home. I went back for like 5 minutes. Got my license and everything to sell insurance because I felt like, before it was just me, but then when I was pregnant with Isaiah, I was like, I gotta go get a 9 to 5 and go back to work, and all I would do was look at his screensaver all day long and just be upset at everybody, just like everybody's spending more time with my kid except for me. And then I talked to my husband and I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was, going to do because the mortgage, my background is in the banking and finance industry.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to be home. So I helped him build his business
Wow.
so that he could go, then I could be home with the kids.
That's amazing.
But speaking of full-time motherhood, sometimes that role can be taken for granted.
oh my goodness. Yep.
Tell me some of your thoughts about being that full-time, mother, whether you work or not, whether you're what I call a working stay-at-home mom or you're just a full-time stay-at-home mom. Sometimes tell me some of your feelings. Don't take it personal.
Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely have days where I'm like, I got this. I love it. And then I have days where I'm like, no, I have too much laundry and dishes. I can't do it all. And I'm just changing diapers and wiping butts. And
yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it is definitely an ever-flowing river, But at the end of the day, I have to be grateful that I have the freedom to I could be a working stay-at-home mom. I can pursue my own dreams. You know, I always want to inspire women to have some kind of creative outlet, even if it's a book club with your girlfriends, just something apart from being a mom, so that you are refueled in those mundane, you know, constant tasks that you're doing every day that are so awesome and so fun, but can be definitely tiring and burdensome sometimes.
I completely agree that you have to, as a parent, period, but especially as if you're a stay-at-home dad, though, stay-at-home dads too, whomever the stay-at-home person is, to make sure you feed yourself, as well.
Yes.
And also,
Self-care.
you know, that kind of brings me into date nights when you have minions, little minions. So Jordan, tell me some of how you guys make this thing happen.
Well, first of all, I'll tell you this. When our first child was born, and Wesleyan, she's now 4 years old. So she was born in Costa Rica while we were doing mission work there. When she was 5, my parents were there when she was born. When she was 5 days old, we went on a date for 2 hours. So I know people are like, whoa, what are you talking about? We did. I was like, you know, Alex, you know, she had felt peace with a certain schedule. And she was like, well, we're doing this schedule no matter what. So this is when she eats next. So let's go. Let's go on a date. So, you know, so we went out. It was funny. We actually went to Chili's in Costa Rica, which it was even better there.
Oh, okay.
I was about to ask. We were living in Costa Rica. Yeah. We didn't just take up and fly to Costa Rica. But
oh, yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah. We lived in Costa Rica for 9 months. Right. Yeah. Sorry if you're like, what? Wow. It was quite a vacation surprise. We didn't even know we were pregnant. It was so
Wesleyan with you? Wesleyan came with you?
Yeah. Well, we moved there.
No, I mean to Chili's.
Oh no!
No!
So
my it's parents, a real date night.
My parents like
we're all about the real date.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that's not even a. I know. I would see what you're getting at. No, my parents thankfully had flown to Costa Rica, and they were there the day she was born, and when she was 5 days old, I was like, we're gonna go out. We'll be back, you know, and so that kind of set the theme, like as far as like culture within our marriage, as far as we are so thankful to be parents, but it will always flow from us first and then the kids.
Yes,
and so
100%.
To this day, right now with 2 kids, we have between 12 and 15 babysitters.
I know that's right.
Oh, yes.
There has never, I will tell you this too, and you know, someone may be shocked to hear this, but you know, being parents for over 4 years now, there's never been one time where we couldn't find a babysitter, because I live a life where I'm like, there's no excuses. I will find a babysitter every time.
100%. Like today. Okay, so listen, let me give you guys a little background. Yes. You know how they got here today. This parenting at its finest.
100%.
What I called it.
Gotta make it happen.
You know, Wesleyan had ballet. I don't know what baby boy had going on, but they made it happen. You know, at the last minute, was it Monday?
Yeah, we texted early this week.
Yeah,
and I was thinking like, how do we do this? She's got ballet. You know, I get off work about 4:30. You know, we gotta get ready for some other stuff tomorrow. I was like, we could do this.
But you know what? That y'all made it happen. And that is
priorities.
That is the key. Priorities, husband and wife. Because I can't.
Yep.
Let me tell you, if I don't get some adult time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I cannot feed it to my kids the way that I need. I'll be so irritable. Like, sit down.
Yep.
Get down.
They
get
need
up.
the best version.
Go to bed.
Of us.
It's 5 o'clock. Go to bed.
It's 5 o'clock. Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Mommy, the sun is still out. Mommy.
I don't care. I don't care. You're gonna lose privileges. Go to bed.
and then it's 9 a.m. Then I say, you're like, no, 10 more minutes and night time.
Okay. Exactly. So listen, when we come back, I'm going to ask them, who is the disciplinarian? Do we believe in spankings in this generation or not? And I want to know what you both love language is. What is your love language? I know what mine is. All right. So you're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
Peace.
Hey, Abby. Hey, Mama D. Hey, y'all. That's so many people. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm perfect. I just read that. New year, new you, new shoes.
That's right. But you know what? Of course. Now, when you posted this, or maybe you posted this, but it was something blocking it, and
Translation. New year, new you, new shoes.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, that is my mood.
All right, Alex.
I haven't watched this
And the love
I haven't watched it.
I guess it's kind of geared to some little deeper topics. And what are some of the pressures as a woman and a husband? What is some of the biggest fears when it comes to and then we might not get into meddling.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Congrats.
And she's awesome.
So she's Joy, right?
And then, oh, okay. I was like, y'all got a joint email. You're so cute. That's his wife.
Oh my goodness, I love her. What's her name?
Latasha.
Oh, Latasha. Okay.
Shout out to Latasha.
Hey, Latasha.
What up, Latasha?
I'm ready.
You know we come back in, right?
American Idol? Yes. Uh-oh.
You ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea? I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Oh. Find out what we're made of. When
Welcome
we
back.
are called to help
You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B. That was Miss Alex Sasser on her audition with American Idol, sounding amazing.
You're sweet.
You know, you're one of the, I always love hearing you do praise and worship. You're always genuine. You're always, you can feel the anointing and spirit
Yeah.
every time. I
Yeah.
completely love it. And those harmonies when I get to sing with you.
He's a
Love
ball.
singing with you.
Okay, so listen. So before I get into some deeper topics,
Mhm.
okay, and I'm gonna try to be transparent. You don't have to throw anyone under the bus, but you know, who is the disciplinarian?
It is literally both of us.
Yeah, literally both of us. We're on the same page.
Yes. I know
About-
you're kind of like, we spank.
Do you spank?
Oh, we have a
do.
spanksman
We
in
do,
every
and
room.
it's unashamed.
We
like
believe-
I'm telling
Yes
y'all.
to the spanking.
We believe if we truly love our children we love them
Ooh.
enough to not let them act a certain way.
Okay, so I have a question. Is it
Mhm.
the spank or is it the pop? Like 2 pops?
So
That is the difference.
we
Right.
we don't hold back. I'll tell you that.
It's a pop.
Let me
it's more like
let
a-
me start here.
Well, no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Mom and dad, my parents spanked the mess out of me when I didn't listen.
Oh,
growing
yes,
up,
that was
okay?
how we
I'm
did.
talking. Dad took the belt off and made the noise, and so. And
They
here's the
grow
thing.
into it.
And
It
here's-
starts like a pop when you're young, and
here's
it
the-
turns into a thing.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like my parents spanked me. I talked to my dad on the phone for 30 minutes today. We're fine. We're fine. We're
Oh,
all
yes,
good. Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so close to both of my friends or both of my parents. I'm friends with them. So it's like, yeah, no, we both spank, and she is amazing because one time on Amazon she ordered a whole bag of wooden spoons because we got one.
I did.
We have
Don't
one in
judge
every
me.
room of the
Listen.
house. We have a spank spoon in every room in the house. We won't beat our kids, but like if they don't listen, they get a pop on the back of the leg and it don't feel good.
I try to save my hands for loving, you
Yes,
know, and
yes.
spank spoon is discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Spank spoon.
Spank
no,
spoon.
I completely agree. Now, I don't believe in the old school spankings where
You go outside and
I
pick a
mean,
switch.
pick the switch, get the
Oh,
thick
gosh.
belt,
Yeah.
pull your
Uh-uh.
pants down, assume the position, and
Yeah.
sorry, ma, sorry,
No,
ma.
we just got the spank
Okay.
spoon. Sorry,
I mean,
Mom.
the whoopings. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to instill respect in my
Mhm.
children, but I
Exactly.
don't want them to be fearful because I don't want
Yeah.
them to hide what they're doing.
Exactly.
Right.
But if they respect me, they'll feel bad.
And tell the truth. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll tell the truth and they'll feel
Oh, yeah.
bad. So now my kids, they definitely do get the poppage
Oh,
situation
yes.
going
It's a
on.
pop.
I don't have to do it as much anymore because I did it when they were
Yeah.
young.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
I
You follow
really-
through.
My kids, when I jump like that, like
You scared me, Mom.
when I when I jump, you would think I really whoop my
Oh.
kids the way that they respond.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, they know.
Oh,
yeah.
ours
They
you
know.
know,
too.
all I have to do is
Oh, yeah.
give a look, But I did it when I popped them when they were young. So to
Us
them,
too.
they're like, we don't want no problem.
Yeah, we would
Yes.
pop them
What
on
you
the
want.
hand when they were really young. If there are certain things we didn't want them to touch in the
Opening
house,
the cabinets,
we don't
touching
want you,
water
crawling
glasses,
up and down
yeah.
the stairs. We do a little pop on the hand. They kind of look at us like, what in the world?
And that's them learning no. No means
Exactly.
there's a consequence.
Exactly.
And what I've heard and what we've seen to be true is when you're 100% consistent with what's right and what's wrong and what you do not do and what you do in this family, you don't use the Spanksman hardly at all.
Oh,
but
yeah.
when you're
Yeah.
99% consistent, you use it too much. you
Yeah.
know?
Uh-huh.
So we try to
If you
be
let 'em slide.
1,000% consistent so that we don't have to use it and her boundaries are clear. And when we
Yes.
do spank, it's a quick, clear
Yeah.
consequence that now she can move on. We can forgive, we can move on.
And the
but
craziest
we don't
thing-
want to do the things
Yeah.
where we talk her down and then she feels shame like she shouldn't have done
Yes.
it. But
Oh yeah,
no, move
we'll
on.
explain it too. We explain it. We tell her, we're like, we don't like to do it, but we want you to know that, you listen to mom and dad because we know what's best for you and we love you.
That's
and,
right.
and the thing is she'll cry, the pop didn't feel good, but then what's crazy kind of, breaks the connection, but then she wants to hug us right after. And she
Yes.
wants to
Renew the
restore the
connection.
connection because she's like, oh no, I love you. I'm sorry.
Now I'll tell you this,
So-
my dad, now my mom, hey mom,
Love you, Mom.
love you mom, but she used to just whoop and go on somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
But my dad rarely did. So if you got a whooping from him, you really had it. You had it coming.
Wow.
But he made us hug him afterwards.
Aw.
I can probably
Yes.
think of maybe 2 or 3 times in my whole life, that he did. He would make, and in the beginning I hated that. Like, I don't want to hug you, you know.
Right,
you
right.
spanked me.
Right. But it's almost, like what you said, that where Wes, may want to just, I need to feel that you love me, and to
Yeah.
him, it could have been, I want you to know that I love you, but what you did is not acceptable, in our
Right.
household.
Right.
And Alex, you mentioned consequences and
Mhm.
consistency.
Yeah.
I think, and you guys listening, I see a lot in this age where the kids run the parents.
Mhm.
I know
So sad.
several of those kinds of
That's
situations.
exhausting. I
Exhausting,
would
yeah.
be exhausted
Yep. And you're not setting them
Yeah.
up for real life.
for real life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Unless
that
you
is
plan on
tough.
them living with you forever.
Forever.
Then go for
Yeah.
it.
I mean, God is so amazing the way He's designed a child's brain, and they can learn so quickly how much they can get away with. And it's
Mhm.
sad that if at age 4, 5, and 6, if they know like all I have to do is scream this loud and they'll give me what I want, then guess what? It's sad that sometimes they're the ones that go to middle school and high school and nobody really likes them because they're entitled. So I
Yep.
just can't set my kids up to thinking that there are not consequences to when they do things that are wrong.
100%. 100%. You also mentioned having a conversation afterwards.
Mhm.
So my daughter, she's one of those, she's like me. She's like a principal kind of person. If you give her
Mhm.
understanding, like, you know what? Yep, I did that. I wasn't supposed to do that. I got it, Mom. And she's like,
Aw.
I got it. My son, he is such a analytical person, and he
Mhm.
Yeah.
processes everything. And he also, I mean, it's just like running in his head.
Yeah.
So if I don't
Mhm.
talk to him after, he's left with his own understanding as
Yeah.
a 6, 7, 8, now 9-year-old, which
Mhm.
a lot of times is not the right understanding,
Right.
Yeah.
And so we've had like where I would seem like some adults couldn't have the conversations that we have,
Oh yeah. That's
and
great.
we're having conversations like, okay, so do you understand? No, talk to me, because he'll tell me how he feels. Like, well, okay, so I understand how you feel, but tell me, why do you think you should not feel that way?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
why?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to how we got here,
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think, I do think whether it's pop, I don't know about the old school, whoop them down and tear them down, kind of thing.
Yeah, no.
But I do believe in the popping. There's a consequence for
Yeah.
not following directions.
Right.
Although I encourage you to be independent
Yeah.
and have your own mind. I am your mother. I am
Mhm.
your father. I am your parents. There are certain adult figures, and that's a conversation on another day. With
Yeah.
what adult figures are you supposed to listen to, and what are those parameters?
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
talk to my kids about, okay, your teachers can do this, but if it feels weird or if they do anything like this, you tell mommy, I'll handle the adult.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. Yeah.
That's good.
That's so good.
Yeah,
Communication's everything.
I tell
Yeah.
you.
And I mean,
Yeah,
and Wesleyan's 4
communication.
years old, and like she just the other day, after she got, a spanking, she was like, I want to listen better. And she was like, I want to, and I was like, yeah, baby. I was like, and then you reinforce. I was like, honestly, and she's so smart. I was like, honestly,
Mhm.
Wesleyan, you do an amazing job most of the time.
Yes.
You know, and we're always so proud of you. And she completes this sentence all the time, like almost, every night, like I'll say, Wilson, I'm so proud of you, and you make me so, and she goes, happy.
That's
and
right.
she finishes it. I've been saying this since she was like, before she even turned 2.
Yep.
And so she knows that I'm always proud of her. She makes me so happy. But yeah, I tell her, like, we got to listen, and we got to practice it. And it's hard sometimes, but it's the best thing to do. So
Exactly.
she gets it.
7:30. Sorry.
Yes.
What time is it?
7:27.
7:27. So you know what time that is. Listen. So when we come back, I've got a 7:30 crazy for you. Y'all know what time it is. When we come back, I want to hear what you think. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We'll be right back.
Hey.
Woo! Yeah, girl.
It's 7:30.
Oh,
We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds. She's amazing. We've got the privilege of hanging out with 108.9, Power 108.9. We've got Michael over here.
Hi, Michael.
Talking about all the things. So come hang out.
all the things.
Yeah, so, he probably had him in his face.
Oh my goodness.
Growing up.
But he's awesome though.
Oh yeah. So amazing. So good.
Yeah, it's really wise. Man, 22, 21. He's a man. Responsible.
I know.
Oh my
I know.
God.
Oh man.
I'm trying to deliver on this.
She'll do it. She kept me in line a lot at church. She'd be like,
You know
Jordan. I'd be like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not. I did not.
she was always
Nah.
she was always kind. Always kind. She gives that look though. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it.
We'll be mid song. She'd be like, what?
Never.
No. You're the
Just
so
kidding.
crazy.
You're always the best.
So sweet.
I'm ready.
And here we go.
Call me crazy one more time. Laughing while he does it. To me. And he says,
Why so serious?
Boy, you're so crazy.
this station is now the ultimate power in the universe. You ain't seen no sign of him being crazy to raise.
Welcome back. You know what time it is. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Your 730 Crazy is brought to you by Hive Life. Yes, Hive Life Eyewear. Shout out to Hive Life. They have the best sunglasses, eyewear. Really, it's not your typical sunglasses. Everything. You can visit my page for their website link as well. Okay, 730 Crazy. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So this is from Mirror.co. A mom who told her friend she was struggling for cash was left hurt after receiving a gift that was supposed to help her out. The woman admitted she needed to wash the pennies, so she was touched when her pal turned up at her door with 2 bags of goodies. The friend said they were unwanted supplies, but when the mom looked inside, she was completely shocked. The bag was filled with out-of-date and moldy food. It was all so manky that manky, okay? but but 2 of the items had to go straight into the bin. While originally being moved that her friend thought of her, she's now really upset by it and says she feels let down. Starting with Jordan. Jordan, is that 7:30 cray, or is that a normal thing to give people old food?
You know what? It's 7:30 cray to not have the. It's 7:30 crazy to not have the realization that you can just read it and see if it says 2012.
Oh no!
It needs to go in the trash.
Okay.
But maybe that friend did not like her.
I mean, check your friends, boo. Okay, Alex.
That is 7:30 crazy. Crazy.
7:30
You said it manky.
Manky. I ain't never heard that word a day in my life.
I'm just feel sorry for that friend thinking that was okay. I'd be embarrassed for her.
Yeah.
What is wrong with her?
Was hungry and then was still hungry.
Okay.
Couldn't eat it.
Was and still hungry. Okay. Now, I know that my aunt, when I visit her in Upper Marlboro, I have to clean out her refrigerator and her pantries. It's ridiculous. Like she has a bunch of new stuff, but she won't throw stuff away. She won't throw seasoning away and cream cheese and and all this kind of stuff in the refrigerator and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But no. Listen, if you're gonna help somebody out, help them.
Yeah.
Give them something that you didn't want that.
Right. If it's not a sacrifice to you, it's not really helping them.
You ain't helping nobody.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Gotta think it through.
So that was our 7:30 crazy. Listen, when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation, some good conversations. We got some deep ones coming up. I want to hear what you all think too. Make sure you call in, hit the call button on at the Unbroken Experience. And we want to hear what you have to say. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
7:30 crazy. I mean, if somebody brings you.
All right.
All right.
You're killing it. You're killing it. Like, I love it.
We got you.
I love
Looking
it.
out for us. We won't say crazy stuff.
I love Ryan Seacrest. We talked about cheeseburgers in Atlanta, and I think we talked about babies. Didn't he hold Westland?
Yeah, he was very nice.
Yeah, he held her for a second. It was top 50 round. I think it was like the day Alex and my mom and dad all came to see if I made it into the top 24, and he like held Westland for a second, like when I was coming down the steps. Yeah, he was amazing. I don't know how he does it.
Talked to me for
all.
a second, and I was like, "Are you talking to me? Are you sure you want to talk to me?"
All right, when we come back, I want to talk about some of the biggest fears, issues, concerns when it comes to raising a family. What is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Being a provider and all that pressure. That's going to take. I know it's going to take some time, but if not,
I love it all. You're killing it. I love it.
You're amazing.
It's good stuff too. And again, I'm just thankful that we are on the same page with parenting. I feel like we're on different pages sometimes with all other like random things in life, or we communicate so differently. But with parenting, we're like, yeah, no. This is how we're doing it. And I can't imagine. I mean, because we both have we're really passionate and strong personalities. If we were on opposite pages with parenting, and I know that's really common, and so I don't know how people navigate that. That's tough.
that's not my experience. My husband's not a huge disciplinarian.
But he supports you.
But he supports me.
Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, to feel supported.
When he raises his voice like once a year,
Yeah.
shut it down.
Yeah, we all shut it down. Yeah,
Oh my God. Don't be yelling at them.
that's me. It's like once a year when I'm like, Westland, you listen the first time. And everyone's like,
Look, I go sit down too. I'm
and
like,
it's funny, and I don't even feel bad
Yes,
about it.
sir.
I don't even feel like I'm sorry. I don't even feel bad about it. I'm like,
I love that. Hey, brother.
Jamil, what up, Jamil?
Jamil in the building.
Mom, I love you. I love it.
All right.
Like us doing this out.
I want to make sure that we talk about. I want to talk about before we get into some deep topics. I want to talk about your national anthem and your guys' album. Or
Yeah, single coming out. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all got ready? Y'all got your vocals ready?
Hey, we pop that chorus out. We're ready.
Y'all
I'm gonna do the whole national anthem. When I get wave, yeah. On the land of the free. You didn't know. I didn't know. We didn't know. Nobody knew it was happening.
Oh,
Unreal. I live with that.
Yes, you
Right,
do.
Mommy.
She's a patient woman. Let me just say.
I'm just kidding. It's fun.
Diaphragm.
I'm ready.
works.
You know. I got lipstick on your microphone.
We clean everything once you leave.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
You want my
Vicky.
breath on it. The breaths.
The breath.
There were nights when the wind was so cold that my body froze in bed if I just listened to it right outside the window. I finished crying in the instant that you left, and I can't remember when or where or how. And I banished every memory you and I had ever made. When you touch me like this, when you hold me like that.
Welcome
It
back,
was so
y'all.
long ago,
You're listening to The
but
Unbroken
it's
Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. That was Jordan Sasser and his audition for American Idol. How can you have, I hope your babies can sing with the two of y'all.
They're loud.
What if they
that's for
don't?
sure.
They can sing loud,
Okay, right
whatever
now.
notes they choose.
I know
Sometimes
that's
I'm like,
right.
Wesley, stop screaming. She's like, I'm singing the high note. I was like, oh, sorry,
Oh,
girl. It's
you're
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right. Oh, my bad. Yes, you do that. You do that. So listen, speaking of singing, Micah, how you feel about that? Hearing him for the first time, hearing both of them.
What happened, sis?
Oh, he got
Goosebumps.
chills.
Yes.
I saw them.
Yes,
saw
I got the
them too.
goosebumps. Yeah,
Goosebumps.
I saw
Goosey.
them
yeah.
too.
Awesome voice.
Yes. So,
Incredible.
I just want to know, what did J-Lo smell like?
oh, you know what?
I wasn't sure. We hugged one time, shook hands a couple times. I didn't happen to sniff her, but she was very kind.
I would have sniffed.
So you didn't do the Joe
would've
Biden.
Hey, listen, you know what's funny though? I did talk to her in Spanish. I did like a whole paragraph, like because
Oh,
we had to have
sweet.
like one-on-one time with the judges, and I made her laugh pretty hard.
Yes.
Yeah, she was like, "How do you know?" I said a whole thing.
I
didn't what- She
know.
was like, "How do you know Spanish?" I was like, "I don't know."
It is what it is.
It
I
is-
just
it is
know.
what it is.
Mhm.
Honestly,
So listen, you all have some amazing things coming up. You guys both collectively and individually have achieved some great things, both professionally, vocally, and everything. But starting with you, Alex, you tell me first what the hubby's got coming up, and then what you both have coming up that I want y'all to do a little clip for us.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, last week we had a blast singing national anthem for Georgia Swarm together.
We
was in
did.
harmony on the national
video
anthem.
dropping song.
But listen, that was an honor for me because usually Jordan is the solo national anthem guy. He's amazing. And he is about to sing for Atlanta United on May 29th. So be there.
Wednesday
it's really
night.
fun. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't been to a United
Yes.
game, you're missing out. And
Oh,
if you haven't heard this
snap.
guy sing national anthem, you're missing out. So,
Okay.
but
He's about to hit that high note and everything.
oh yes, do it, babe.
Hit that high note for us real quick.
Or the land of the free. I don't know.
That's right.
I mean,
That's
I
right.
may do that or I may not.
He's like,
Let's
am I
see.
feeling soulful today or no? Okay.
I love it.
I love all right, and tell me, you all have a duet single coming out?
Yes.
We do. We've written some worship music, and we have one single coming out soon, very soon.
The hope is May 30th or May 31st.
That's the name of it?
No. The day that it's coming out.
Oh, the hope. The hope.
The hope, the plan, our desire is that it comes out. Yeah.
What's the date again?
May 30th or May 31st. At the end of the month, we want that. And then we have music video around June 10th that we've got that is in production right now. So,
oh, snap. So are you guys going to bless us with the
we could totally give a little surprise of the chorus.
Yes, please.
Take it away, girl.
You're my safe place where I can rest. I can bring it all to you. I can bring it all to you. And in my pain, you are my peace. Lord, I lay me down at your feet. Oh, I lay me down at your feet. You're my safe place.
Oh,
hey,
my goodness.
Listen, when you have an angel singing,
No, I learned what I know from him.
No, you didn't. That was God. Give him God the glory.
This is God's fault.
God the glory.
So
okay. Listen. Okay. I can't talk about nothing after that. Okay. We're gonna talk about a little bit something when we get back, but we're gonna take a little break. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We'll be right back.
Adios.
Oh.
Girl, you better sing it. You know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm stoked.
That song.
Yeah. All of it's done and the music video is done. It's all just we have to figure out what platform to distribute it. I'm talking to a friend soon. And then our amazing friend, shout out to Kendall Patterson. She works at Elevator. Okay, so she's amazing. We're excited, yeah. So more and more of that.
I love it. Okay. Oh, we got another break after this, right?
You give it. Follow the Lord. You trust in the Lord.
Hi, Daddy.
What up, Dad? What up? Good job with this one.
Yes, she's amazing.
She's amazing.
Hey, Rob. Low battery in the building.
We live in low battery mode.
It might just die. Your phone may just die, but
That's fine.
You ready, sister?
I'm ready.
7:44. We're gonna take you all the way up to 56.
Okay.
They wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish on me. Yeah.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Today's show is brought to you by Hive Life Eyewell, where helping your vision evolve. Okay, y'all. Y'all ready for some?
We are ready.
Y'all ready?
Always
I've been
ready.
keeping it real nice with y'all.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Let's do
All right. I'm going to start with you, Jordan.
Okay.
Because a lot of times when we talk about relationships, we do leave the men out. A lot of times it's about because we women, we got feelings. Okay. We got feelings. And really we're more of the complex ones in terms of communicating. We want to talk about it. We want to this, that, and other. And I will give credit where it's due that, the good men out there, my husband being one, shout out.
What a man.
Hey, Ryan, Coach Shorty Buchanan.
Coach Shorty. I love it.
What are, as a husband, as a dad, and all of that encompasses, what are some of the pressures that you have when you think of being a man for Alex, being a husband for Alex, and being a dad for your children?
Yeah. I remember, especially when we moved here, because we were so young, on our wedding day, she was 19. I had just turned 23. So, you know, I had just graduated, you know, from college. We got married, moved here 3 weeks later from North Carolina. So we didn't really know anybody. We didn't have jobs lined up. We just knew that we were supposed to do that. Like through, you know, we had prayed about where we're going to start life. And it was clear. So getting here was like, all right, here we go. Like, you know, I did have a big job offer through a ministry that then fell through like a month before we moved. They were like, we actually can't do it. And I was like,
my gosh.
okay, you know. And so when we came here, I was like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, you know? So like I had one job and then I had another one. I was kind of bouncing around, and then we slowly started singing, and we're like, wow, they're going to pay us to lead worship. This is like, you know, what we love to do. We do it for free, you know?
Right.
So, you know, just little by little, we began to make it happen. But I remember it was a defining moment for me, because I was like, I am not going to have, you know, I can't walk into a prideful mindset of like, well, my job has to be this and it has to look like this and I have to make this much. I was like, no, do something, provide for your family, like, you know, make it happen. So that was a pressure, like a healthy pressure that was like, I need to do this. And then just like in relationships, I mean, she knows this, I'm still just learning how to embrace like differences, the way that God has wired a man and the way he's wired a woman, and how we experience life so differently and feel so differently. There's times I'm feeling nothing, you know, it's not that I don't have a heart, but it's maybe I'm feeling it up here and she's feeling it here, and we're trying to like explain to each other what's happening. And sometimes it's just hard. It takes time. And so I'm learning to be okay with the fact that differences are good, because it makes us both more well-rounded.
Absolutely. What about you as a mom? You know, what are some of the fear? We just went for a spring break to Hilton Head with the children, and we were playing like a relationship game or something like that. And it was, you know, they ask a question and you try to answer. There's no multiple choice. You just got to answer it for the other person. And one of the questions was, what is your wife's biggest fear? And I wasn't sure if he was going to get it right, but I don't talk about it, but he must see it in the way that I just go hard all the time. I am that person. My husband is the man of the house. He is a leader. He is all of that. But I go and I'm thinking about the family as well. And and my answer was the fear of failure, and that was the same answer that he put.
Wow.
So that means it's very evident. I may not talk about I'm afraid to fail. You know, I definitely don't talk about that, because I don't put it out in the atmosphere. It's something that I keep inside, and what pushes me and drives me so much. But as a mom, you know, what are some of your fears?
Oh gosh, I definitely relate to feel of failure. I feel like the failure. Yes, feel the failure for sure. I mean, sometimes when I have like defining moments where I see both my kids looking at me, and I'm like, wow, I mean, I have the power to wound them for the rest of their life, or steward them well. And I hope I truly do feel like I'm on my knees on a regular basis, like, Lord, please don't let me mess them up. Like I just think as a mom, and you're right, I think that just being aware of your gravity as a parent, as a mom, is going to help you in the right direction. So I mean, it's a healthy, you know, pressure, because it's reminding you of your role in their life, and no one else is their mother, you know. And so what their ideas and values and everything and the way they communicate is kind of up to you. So and also how children can be so different.
Yeah, for sure.
So different. So whereas you may have with the first child have your system all in place, like you got it, and then the next one comes and you're like, oh, this doesn't work for them. This kind of with Isaiah, he was so easy, you know, just like if I'm like, hurry up, babe, hurry up. He's like, okay, you know, you get dressed or whatever. With my daughter, she's like, I want to do it myself. I want to put my socks on. And I'm like, well, we got stuck. It's like with Isaiah, I could wake up, we could get going at the last minute. I cannot, you know, and so I found myself, you know, getting upset with her. And then I realized, no, I have to let her understand that, you know, being independent is okay. So, okay, but that means that we can't wake up at the last minute. You can't wake up at the last minute. That means that you gotta go to bed. If she likes her sleep. Isaiah, he wakes up crack of dawn every day.
Ready to go.
He's ready to go. You know, now he you know, he'll chill out, you know, because especially on a Saturday, I tell him, don't come in my room before the sun
Good
comes up.
boundary, Mom. Good
Yes,
job.
don't come in my room.
boundaries, for
He's
sure.
had an alarm clock since he was 3 years old to
Mhm.
keep him in the room.
I
That's
love
amazing.
it. I love
Don't come
it.
out
I
this
remember
room.
you telling me that.
Yes,
Yeah.
don't come out this room until the
Or
alarm
the
clock
spank
goes off.
spoon.
Spank spoon is in the building.
Yeah.
Okay, but speaking of, your fears and working together and communicating, I'll start with you, Alex. What is your love language? Do you know?
Well, I definitely think that's an oxymoron. Definitely think it is words.
Words of
I
affirmation?
think it's words, and I do think it's physical touch.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
do think it's physical touch. I mean, just holding my hand means the world to me.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
you touch me when you don't have to touch me, and
Sure.
you're making an effort to be affectionate. But words hit me hard for sure. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. I would agree.
And what about you? Do you know what yours is?
So I've never taken the test, but out of the 5, like thinking about it, I've always felt that it's quality time. Like
Okay.
I saw that pattern in friendships growing up. I
Mhm.
see it when I think of certain family members going back home, because we don't get to go home to Raleigh tons, or really Atlanta's home, but back home where we grew up,
Mhm.
But the quality time, like when we get to go and really talk, because life is crazy and scattered and we're all busy in different ways, and like when it's just us, and we do get blessed by having one of our amazing babysitters. Shout out to all of them, because they're not just our babysitters; they're our friends.
Family, yeah,
they're literally
uh-huh.
friends to us, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, you happen to babysit? Like
Mhm.
that's amazing,"
Right.
And but going out and having dinner together and talking, or we go out with another couple we love, or and I'll just say this too, like, I mean, more than half our friends are single people. We don't just hang out with couples; like we hang out with all kinds of people at all times, and like just having quality time, sitting down, be like,
Yep.
how are you doing? And like for real, like you don't have to be like, oh, I'm doing great. How are you? I'm doing great too. But really being like, I'm doing good, but honestly, this week has been really stressful, and I've been going through this, and that safety zone in quality time, that's my love language, quality time.
I love it. My love language, I believe my husband's is gifts. I do
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that. Now it doesn't have to be anything expensive or anything like that.
Yeah, but
That's why I
something-
go hard every birthday and Father's
Yeah.
Day. Okay.
Killing
But-
it. This
but-
NDB.
Yes. But mine is quality time, 100% hands down. You can you can gift me with a trip. I love to travel.
Shit.
But
Let's
I'm
go
not,
to Italy,
you
y'all.
know, but I'm not a big, material. Not. I'm just, I don't.
Yeah.
And actually, it's kind of awkward when I
Yeah.
get a golf. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Like
when
what
you get a
else do you
gift or
say?
something. Yeah.
And I think it's nice, but quality time. I spend time. I'm not the best on the phone. Because it doesn't allow me to multitask the way that I like to do.
Mhm.
But if you say, "Come meet me for dinner," are you available in 3 hours? I'm like, I'll make it happen.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
That's good.
I
We're
am
similar.
I am that
Mhm.
way. Listen, when we come back, I want to ask one final question of this crazy poll that I saw about men wanting women to court them. I don't know where they do that at, okay? But I got a question about that. Is traditional men out the game now, and we got these modern men that want us to come pick them up for dinner? Tell me about it. I want to know what you think. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
What up?
Hey,
You got the whole fam out.
Yeah. And
The Syndy B fans are coming out.
Yes.
Here they are. They're out here. They're out here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm a Syndy B fan right here.
It's coming June. We're going in 2 hours.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. No, I love it. Hey, those
We
kind of
have
jokes
3
are so
hours,
welcome.
4 hours, 5 hours.
It's a free atmosphere.
Listen, I'm ready.
Yes, ponytail.
Months down the road, we're coming back for the 2 hour.
Yes, y'all have to come back.
No.
There's a 2 hours.
If y'all have us, the answer is yes, always.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see.
I think this is the first show ever that you did not finish 3 bottles of wine.
First of all, he's trying to play me. I
like,
only
first of
buy
all, the
one
way
bottle
here,
of
I
wine
had
per show. 1 bottle of wine per show. Thank you.
Ah.
Because I bring the good wine.
Next.
Yeah, I don't bring the barefoot one. Okay. Have you guys visited?
Although that's because of
Have you guys visited Von Foss?
no. you talking about downtown Duluth, that
Yes.
new shop? I've walked in it. Are you serious? That's where it's from? They've got like spices for cooking
we
and all
got our
kinds
garlic butter oil, garlic oil.
So is your
some
house
other vinegars.
15 minutes from there?
Like 3 minutes.
What?
Where-
Our house.
You know where that Chase Bank is?
We gotta talk.
That Chase Bank on the corner of there's the Walgreens and the Chase.
Off Buford
You
Highway.
want some?
I'm ghetto. So
Oh my gosh, I love it. You're
There we
doing
go.
it how it should be done.
The Chase Bank. I'm trying to remember. Is it off? You're talking about Buford Highway or?
You know where the Publix is?
Oh yeah, right there.
Publix.
Oh,
Chase
yes,
Bank is
yes,
across
yes,
the
yes,
street.
yes, yes.
And then you're in the neighborhood right there.
Yeah.
What the
So is
heck?
that technically Swanee or?
No,
Is that the
Duluth.
nice neighborhood that like when you drive on
No.
Buford Highway you see like the landscape on the
Yes.
back of the neighborhood?
Mhm.
That's a
Oh,
beautiful neighborhood.
yeah.
Brand new.
I know what you're
That's
talking about.
amazing.
Amazing.
We need.
Yeah, we'll hang. We're going downtown to Duluth tomorrow night. Food truck. See you there.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Oh, you're playing the cut. Who this? Who's this? I said, who this?
That's the Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers in the building. I didn't even know I liked the Jonas Brothers like that.
Listen, they came with.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so listen. I'm gonna tell you what my daddy said. My daddy didn't comment on here. All right. But the question is, okay, so I was on one of my friends' page, and she had put a poll out there asking the men, do the men want to be courted by the women as well? I don't think that's how it said, but something like that, And when I was like, I need more details before I answer this, like courting and interest to me are two totally different things. I think it needs to be a mutual interest.
Yeah.
But courting, I feel like I'm not picking you up for a date. If I start picking you up for a date, I'm gonna start saying, "Hey, beautiful, you look beautiful today."
Yeah.
I'm gonna start treating you like that, But my daddy said, I'm as traditional as they come, and my daddy is old school, and so are all my uncles and all of them back home. But he likes being spoiled also.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's different than being courted.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I spoil my husband.
Yeah.
Like he could mention something, and I'm like, I gotta go find that. I gotta go do that because I want him. I want to make him happy,
Mm-hmm.
But courting, like when, I'm not picking you up in my car,
Right.
Okay. I'm not going Dutch.
Right.
If you don't know what Dutch means, that we ain't splitting the bill down the middle.
No.
Okay. I'm talking about dating. What you guys say, Mike?
No, I was gonna say I never realized I took the love language test thing.
Okay.
Once I finished it, I
What was
realized I was so needy. Yes, I don't know which language it
You remember
is.
which one it was?
Whatever the needy one
The
is.
needy one.
It's not enough spankings. That's when you were growing up. I'm just kidding.
No, my mama whipped my ass.
No, she got me.
Wow.
But nah, yeah, I
So
think
how
it's
long
like
ago did you take that?
just recently, like 3 weeks ago.
Dang, you've been put
That's
Latasha
amazing.
through this all these years.
I didn't know I was needy. Yeah, I
It'd be
really
like-
She
didn't.
probably
gotta
could have
get it.
told you that.
We all
Yeah, she
are.
probably
We
she
all
knew
are.
that. Yeah, she knew that.
That is
You're
too funny.
amazing.
So, okay. So tell me what you think. Are
Yeah.
you a traditional guy, and what do you think about the men these days and the whole?
I was pretty traditional with it. I mean, I remember I met Alex 2009. So what's crazy, fun fact, this month, May 27th, is exactly 10 years since the first time I saw Alex.
Oh,
I'm talking
snap.
to the day.
What a sweetie.
So yeah, I mean, I went and approached her. It was June 3rd, 2009. Asked her on a first date, and then we went on the first date June 5th, 2009.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, I picked her up and went out. And my view on this is that okay, women are kind of like the diamonds of the world, and we just happen to be here.
Aw.
Thank
The
you.
men, we're just kind of here, So I mean, like,
you.
hey, let's go
Yeah.
out and get to know each other, and yeah, I couldn't imagine if I was waiting for a woman to come pick me up. I mean, if she wanted to, I'm not going to be like, you can't, but I mean, like,
right. It's just weird.
I would like to, yeah.
Yeah, you would like
I
to
agree.
pursue.
No.
I agree.
Well, have you ever, and before Jordan, we know you've been with him forever.
Like,
Okay.
yeah,
If you didn't date much before, or could you imagine being the pursuer or being the one to
No.
approach?
No, well, first of all, I was really young. You heard I was 19 on our wedding
Yes, I
day.
mean, you just
So my
snatched
relationships
her on
before
up.
was like,
Yeah.
high school. No, I was never the pursuer for sure.
yeah.
And I think, I mean, as men, as the leader, I think that is their role. And I think that that's enjoyable too for them to have,
just a leadership role. And I think bottom line in a relationship, it's about pursuing the other person. And so when you are saying like, I want to be courted, it's just not right. I don't know.
I don't know if they meant a different word. You know what I mean? Like that they want some attention to. I can get with that. You know, like I want to feel like you know, are as interested in me as I am in you, and that, that kind of thing. I can get with that, but courting.
Yeah. And men need to just step it up too. Like I remember like meeting her. That's when I did. But you have to step it up and communicate clearly. And be like, I want to get to know you. There's not anyone else I'm trying to get to know right now. I'm trying to get to know you. You are it. And then you, as a woman, gets to say yes or no. And then and she happened to say yes. Thank you, Jesus. So I mean, it's got to be clear communication.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Clear communication.
I'm definitely not the pursuer. You're not going to get that out of me at all. I come from a traditional family where the men, the family that I come from, the men take care of the women. I'm not talking about financially like that. Because all the women in my family, whether they were teachers or government workers or whatever the case may be, they worked. But we felt protected.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we felt protected by the men. I'm not saying they were perfect, because that's some Rolling Stones back there in Fredericksburg, Yeah. But we did feel protected. Yeah. And one of the things that I have a problem with now is I don't feel as protected. If my husband's not around, I don't feel as protected and as looked out for, not just me personally, but as a woman, the female race. I don't feel as protected as I used to, as I feel with the, the older generations.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want you all to tell the people. I want you to repeat, first of all, when is the name of the single and the date of the potential release? And I'm going to put it on my social media, okay? So you don't have to worry about if you forget or you missed it or anything like that. But tell the name and the date.
It's called Safe Place.
Yeah.
Worship song we're releasing around May 30th or 31st.
May 30th, 31st. Aiming for that, and then music video around June 10th.
So Stay tuned.
Love it. I'll be an extra
in the next month.
I'll be an extra. And you are singing the national anthem. Please tell them what for, when.
Okay, yeah, I am very thankful to say I'll be singing the national anthem for Atlanta United soccer game on Wednesday night, May 29th at Mercedes-Benz. So
awesome.
I might have to throw Syndy B in there. I'll be like, Syndy B.
I'll say some doo-wop-pop-pop.
I mean, and the home of Michael. We got it. We can do this.
Hilarious. All right, Alex, tell our people, our listeners, where they can find you on social media.
Oh, well, we love the gram. We are on the gram as Alex Sasser and Jordan Sasser.
ALEXSASSER. Follow this super mom, super singer extraordinary. You gotta do it.
It's mainly just pictures of our kids.
And also
world changer.
And also she's like an amazing photographer, by the way.
She really does get some good
very
snapshots.
kind. I don't think I've gotten that one before.
Yes,
but hey.
you take some amazing pictures. I've seen you in action, and your Instagram looks amazing. And y'all know where y'all can follow me. Okay. Find me on @the Unbroken Experience on Instagram, as well as @the Syndy B. Y'all know what I say. Spell my name right. SYNDY on Instagram, as well as @the Syndy B on Facebook. And you make sure you tune in every Thursday at 7:00 p.m. The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We love y'all as always.
We love you.
Yes. Love you, Syndy. Yes, we love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. Ciao.
I love you. Bye.
Bye.
I love you.
Oh my goodness. I love it.
We are ready, mommy. I most likely hugged you. That's what I do. I probably hugged you. I was like, Mom, I love you.